Hello my fellow summoners. Want to learn how to trade effectively? Then you've come to the right place. For the purpose of this video, you need to assume that trading is nothing more than dealing damage without an intent to kill. When you want to deal damage with the purpose of killing, then that should be called an all-in. Just like Mr. Black 8 explains, there's 4 parts to a successful trade. 1. Get from a point of safety to a point where you can attack. 2. Do your damage. 3. Avoid their damage somehow. And 4. Get out to safety. Get in, hit them, don't get hit, get out. Some champions, you'll notice, have the ability to do all of these steps with ease. Take Fizz for example. He can use his E, W and Q out, all the while taking maybe one auto and possibly one ability while hitting all 3 of his own. Renekton is the same, perhaps even better. He can dash in, stun, auto attack and dash out. Riven can hit her 3rd Q, auto attack and E to safety, in a lot of cases as well. These can all be considered lane bullies because of how easily they win trades and push people out of the lane. If you're playing any of these champions and you're not doing this, then you are playing them wrong. How do you prevent opponents like these from out-trading you in lane? Well, you have 2 options. One is to stop him from accomplishing all 4 of the steps with some of your abilities. Fiora, for example, has her W that can potentially stop Renekton's combo and stun him in the process, completely destroying and punishing him at the same time. And the second way is only if you don't have a way of stopping your opponent from completing all 4 steps. And that is to just stay away. Simply stay in a safe distance all the time, thus impeding your opponent from doing step 1. The problem with these champions like Riven or Renekton is that they'll snowball pretty hard with just a single kill over you, but fall off pretty quickly in the game if they're prevented from getting one. So one of the things for you to do at the beginning of the game is to prepare yourself for what's to come. Namely, how you'll trade safely, how your opponent will try to trade with you, how you'll stop him from doing that, and how he will try to stop you from doing your damage. Let's say you're Annie and you're playing versus a Brand. First, the way you want to trade with him is you'll want to have your stun up, hit him with a Q, W and an auto attack, and then back off safely. 2. He will try to hit you with a pillar and then throw a stun at you. For you to stop him from doing that, you will need to either dodge his pillar or stun if you get hit by it. And 4th, he will keep his distance while you have your stun up. So you will have to prepare yourself mentally before any game and figure out these 4 possibilities for whatever lane it is you're playing. So when do you trade? Well, that's pretty simple. There's 3 timings when you can and should go for a trade. 1 is when you just notice that your opponent used an ability and you know that it is going to be on cooldown for a while. So for example, let's say Ahri just used her Q to farm the wave. Well, now will be a good chance for you to go and trade with her because she won't have her Q up. The second timing where you want to trade is when you just notice that your opponent has positioned himself badly. So for example, if he's in the middle of a huge wave of yours, you should go for that trade because if he does attack you, then he'll take a lot of damage from minions. And finally 3rd, when the enemy jungler is away and yours is nearby, he can definitely help you out if you screw up your trade. So you should be safer and try to go for that trade if you can. Make sure you take these into consideration and go for trades when you can. After all, even though you should have no intentions of killing your opponent, the point of trading is in fact to get him low enough to a point where you can definitely all-in him. As with everything, just play smart. So let's go on to the objectives. 0 to 10. Not knowing the difference between all-in and trade. 20. Trade with a secret intent to kill. 30. Trade once when you get to lane full HP. 40. Know the 4 steps and try to apply them. 50. Be aware of the 4 ways you and your opponent will play your lane. 60. Use the trade timings all the time. 70. Out-trade when you have a good matchup. 80. Out-trade opponents most of the time. 90. Get in and out without taking damage. 100. Do the 4 steps completely perfect. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you want to be notified of my next videos. And Sakeios out.